Who are you?
Who am I? Who are you?
I'm the cleaning lady.
What are you doing here?
I clean the house.
Looks like you're not doing such a swift job.
Who the fuck are you?
I'm Thorn.
That you realize this Halloween's over?
Don't get smart with me, you bitch.
Well, Halloween's over. Take it off. By the way, I'm thirsty. You could give me something to drink?
What's the matter with your fucking fat legs? Can't you get up and do it yourself?
No, I want you to do it, please.
Goddamn people. You're lazy.
Would you shut the fuck up and listen to the Skeleton Crew? It's radio at its finest.
All right, all you Skeleton Crew, thrill me, you sons of bitches.
Big fan of your show. Me and the other guy who listens. I think it's fantastic.
Hi, this is Felicia Rose. I'm Angela Baker from Sleepaway Camp. I'm actually with the Skeleton Crew. Meet me at the waterfront after the social.
All right, we're back in the dungeon for a very special show. Wow, I've been waiting to do this for years. But let me introduce everybody first. Jamie, what's going on?
Just me talking like the boys, being nasty.
Well, that's what you get, you fucking bitch. Dave, what's going on, man?
Hey, do you want a party? It's party time.
That's what you get for warning people about me. Matt, how are you? Welcome back.
Yeah, hey, I'm doing great. I got my biker shorts on, my half-crop fishnet shirt, and I just fucked your sister, so I'm ready to go, baby. Ready to go.
That's what you get, you fucking prick.
Hot.
Crop tops, biker shorts, cigarettes. We're in for a lot here.
Halloween is over. Take it off.
Don't you know that Halloween's over? Nobody told you Halloween's over. Take off the mask. I'm not gonna let some psychopath drive me out of my own home.
Yeah, home. Exactly.
My home.
When you do the voice, the Thorn voice, you sound just like him. But it's so funny because when I was watching the movie, both times I kept thinking about you whenever I heard that, because I was like, God, that sounds like Alex.
Yeah.
Like it sounds like when you do your pen voice.
No, that's sexier.
Yeah, that is a little sexier. No, I only do my Thorn voice when I'm constantly changing clothes backwards.
For 5 minutes.
Oh my God, what an ass.
Oh my God, I cannot wait. I'm so excited.
There's so much here. So, yeah, we are talking Campout Nightmare VI. This was a movie made in 1998 by our formerly very own Michael J. of, I don't know, what does he do, Rabbit and Red, and that's it, really, right?
The Morbidly Made. Oh, wait, no, not anymore.
The Morbidly Made.
Wow, I forgot that. No, just Rabbit and Red and some other shows on the network, as is.
Right, okay. So I think he runs that entire network, correct?
I believe.
I don't know.
I think so, but I don't know for sure.
Wait, Alex, back it up. You said movie? Got it. Okay, I'm just making sure.
Yeah, so movie is a very loose term in the 90s when people like us made them. So remember the Ghost of Michael Myers? So this is sort of like that, but a lot longer.
This one doesn't have a bucket.
No, it might somewhere because those houses are pretty dirty, but yeah, who knows? All right, so this is future Alex jumping in here real quick. This show was recorded on September 11th, 2023, and I'm jumping in here on September 20th, 2023, to just tell you that we did this review, like I said, September 11th. We quickly realized that none of you guys are going to watch this movie if we just post a link to the movie on our Facebook group page. We thought the best way to get you to watch this movie was to release it as a video commentary. So we pulled double duty on this whole fiasco here. Michael J's movie was watched by myself, Jamie, and Matt Wessel. The three of us got on, had a really great time, fun commentary, tons of laughs. We know people don't like this like home movie type of thing. People find it's going to be boring or whatever right away. So we just didn't have the faith that anybody would watch it, I guess. Because I posted this movie back in 2012 when the Skeleton Crew was really getting a listener base, and even then nobody really watched it. Guys, believe me, I wouldn't do 2 shows on this movie if I didn't think it was worth it. I'm not saying you're gonna think it's amazing. You gotta watch it like it's not amazing. You have to watch it like it's gonna be hilarious and observe the funny mistakes in it and observe the absurdity and look at awe in these characters in this movie. And I don't mean the actual character they're playing. I'm talking about the characters, the real people. The people in this, the cast in this movie is outrageous, and one's crazier than the next one. So if you haven't seen it yet, you can go to our Skeleton Crew YouTube channel and check out the video commentary of Campout Nightmare VI, 1998. Before you listen to this review, I suggest you watch that, then you watch the movie with no one talking over it, and the movie just gets better as you watch it. Keep watching it, it gets funnier and funnier every time. By the 10th time, I was dying. I was dying by the 3rd, 4th, 5th time too, but I'm just saying, like, even more. And then when you watch it with other people, and you're all goofing and stuff like that, it's great. So, total recommendation. You want to have a good time, you want to end the summer with a bang, head into fall with some cool little campy horror by one of the founders of the Skeleton Crew. This is like the room of horror, homemade horror movies. Do not pass this up. Definitely check it out. Pause this review if you haven't, then watch at least the video commentary, and then come back to this so you know what the hell we're talking about. So, the Skeleton Crew YouTube channel. Go to YouTube, type in Skeleton Crew shows, and that's our YouTube channel. So you should know that by now. It has like 6,000 subscribers, so I'm sure you're on there. But yeah, check it out. Campout Nightmare 6 video commentary, then come back to this review. Okay, future Alex leaving, and past Alex and the crew will be back. So the way I met Mike, I guess it's a good way to start the origin of the whole thing. It's not...
Yeah, I have to know, because I have so many questions.
So the first thing I ever did on the internet, horror related, was I joined a Halloween message board. Somehow I looked at something Mike posted on there, and I don't know if he said something about him making movies or whatever the case. I can't recall anything like that. All I know is I ended up messaging this guy, and the year had to be, I'm going to say like I met him in 99. All I know is so enthusiastic about sending me these things. And I'm like, oh, okay. So one day I get a package in the mail, and there's like 6 VHS tapes. And they're all perfectly labeled, this, that, the other thing, and it's all Campout Nightmare, No More Tears, Campout Nightmare 4, Campout Nightmare 6.
Holy shit, you have the whole collection, dude?
Oh, I have all these movies, yeah.
Oh my god, I need to watch, because I have no idea what's going on in this one, so I kind of need to watch all those, I guess.
Dude.
Actually, I would love to watch all of those. I was wondering if there were even 5 previous, or if this was like a joke title.
Leonard Part 6.
No, this is all real. So he started. So when I'm watching these things, it's a funny thing too. Like when I remember sitting there watching, I was like, well, the guy did all this. Let me put him on. So I don't know that Mike's crippled or anything at this point. I start watching these, and I see this strange little young kid. It had to be like 10 years old with canes walking around. I'm like, oh wow, it's so sad. And then he's just sitting there though, doing his movies. It's god awful. I'm not even sure if anybody has Campout Nightmare 1. I don't know if that's really in existence or if there's any like record of it or anything, but I know like I think I have 2 went on. So I'm watching, and then I watch the next one, and then it's so wild. Then I watch the next one. I'm like, wow, I'm watching this guy grow up. It's weird. And now he's like cursing in these movies. That's jarring. Because first I'm watching him as an innocent little kid. He seems so sweet and innocent in the beginning, and then all of a sudden it's fuck you, motherfucker, and all his friends are fuck, and they're all wearing like different clothes now that they're grown up, like these big baggy shirts. It's a weird like thing to watch take place so quickly. As I'm watching his movies, then all of a sudden it's like this other movie you gotta see too. It's called No More Tears. It's about an abusive husband, and it's the Jim High Jr. guy again. I think he's beating up the the blonde girl that looks like Rick Martel that gained 500 pounds or something. I'll try to describe her the nicest way.
Wait, hey, Jim Hyde Jr., is that the guy who plays Thorn?
Yeah.
He has dual roles.
Okay.
He plays the boyfriend of Mike's sister.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so he's both Thorns.
Yeah, which is why you don't ever see the killer's face, and why he's always backed away to, his back is to the camera,
right?
Even when he's naked.
Oh my God.
That's why when Joey Red gets killed, the Thorn that pulls him into that bathroom is about a foot shorter.
Yes.
It's because it's Mike.
Wow, I didn't even catch
That's
that.
also why Thorn closed the door before killing him. You can't see this. I didn't
even realize that. Why
he closes the door. Like, looks right at camera, closes door.
Well, he pulled a Leatherface. That's all. It was like closing the door in Texas Chainsaw. That's what I thought of.
It was a homage. You're right.
But he did that before he killed him. Leatherface was done killing the guy, then he closed the door. Yeah, so yeah, there's a whole bunch of funny things like that. So now I got all these movies. Now, even though I watched this, I think this movie was like 2 hours and 40 minutes long. Believe it or not.
I would have killed myself. I would have called you,
Fuck you,
and said, I'm not doing the show. I'm sorry. You 3 can do without me. This is hard enough to watch. For 90 minutes, there's no way.
Honestly, I totally would have watched it if it was that long. I watched this twice.
I watched this 3 times, like I told you.
I love this movie.
Wow.
It's great. It's great.
Put that on the box, the 4K box set.
I'm glad you're saying all this. So I become friends with Mike. I don't even know how I become a really good friend of his. So I basically tell him that I think this movie is his masterpiece. Now, of course, I mean this in the almost like The Room kind of way. I don't think it's technically amazing. I just think this is so amazingly bad. It's so great. And there's so many characters in this movie. Like, if you watch this enough, it becomes a whole nother thing. So I said, I have this like Windows Movie Maker. I said, I was thinking of like doing like an edit of this movie. And he's like, wow, really? Yeah, dude, you should do one for the 10th anniversary. And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah. So I just take whatever tape he gave me at the time, and I put it to DVD, then I ripped it into the computer, and then I edited like an hour out of it with Windows Movie Maker, basically just watching the whole scene and saying, okay, so what really has to be here? And then I would just get rid of everything that does not have to be here. So this movie should have moved along pretty quickly. Like, I really got rid of all of this nonsensical stuff that padded so much time, and I just got to pretty much what makes the movie keep moving along, and that's it. I mean, I hung on a scene here or there because I thought it was funny or whatever, but that's really it. And also, a lot of it was very difficult to edit because, as you could tell, this fucking camera work, they just hold the camera the whole time and just do the entire, 5-minute scene just standing there. And if they don't...
and zooming in and zooming out and moving around and having palsy. That's the one thing that I was just like, I would choke this fucking cameraman.
Well, that's Jim High Jr.
Jim, why? There's even a scene where you can see his full body in the mirror behind the character.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as good as he is in front of the camera, he is god-awful behind it. And you could always tell when Mike is shooting it or that girl, Kathy Longstreet, is shooting it, who plays Mike's wife or his fiance or whatever.
The smoker.
Oh, my God.
I love children smoking constantly. It's great. It's so weird.
Smoking in front of that baby, that's the real horror of this film.
Oh, speaking of baby, I have to ask, is that actually Mike's baby?
No.
Okay. It's like, does Mike have a kid I don't know about?
No. What was I saying? Yeah, so you could tell the difference in camera work. So it was very difficult for me to edit this. And that's back when I didn't know anything. Like, all I did was The Ghost of Michael Myers, a 10-minute movie at that point. So I guess I'll let the cat out of the bag now. Eventually, Mike sent me, like, the tape that was in that camera that night. So it's like 2 VHS tapes, both in highest quality speed, and I have both of them in a room upstairs in my house right now. And I bought a program, and I've been pulling it directly to my Apple Mac Pro. And I'm basically going to give this movie the Friday the 13th 9 Lives treatment. Like, I'm going all out with the music this time, not just throwing in Friday music or Halloween music. Like, I'm going to do more obscure stuff you won't recognize, better edits. If I have to chop into a scene, I'll just, like, zoom in and then cut it into that, and then I'll let it zoom out naturally or whatever the fuck. Like, I'll do whatever it takes to get this thing better than it even is here, which is leagues better than what it originally was. So, now, Matt, do you remember watching this ever before?
Yeah.
Do you remember how you watched it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was when you visited me in St. Louis, I think, like 2015 or something, and yeah, we watched it, and I have to say, if you guys ever get a chance to watch this side by side with Alex, that's the best way to watch this thing. It was, I thought it was great then. This time I watched it on 1.5 speed on YouTube.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, okay, let me speed this up.
I wanted to.
Matt, how'd you feel in this second watch?
Good. I mean, I laughed at all the moments. I mean, obviously this thing is, terrible, by all counts and purposes. But what I did think, at least for the first 45 minutes, or maybe the first hour, was that it really moves like an actual movie. And I was thinking about you re-editing it. I forgot how much you took out of it. That's an insane amount of footage, but like there's a strange opening that I'm assuming is a flashback to a previous film. I have no idea. I want to discuss that, but yeah.
In his original cut that wasn't in there, I added that to give people some context.
Okay. I still have questions, but I appreciate that. It makes more sense to have it in there.
Yeah, because I'm like, why is he coming out of a pool? Right, yeah.
Yeah, and then, within the first 15 minutes, there's a kill, and, so it really kind of moves like a movie. It's still bad, don't get me wrong, but I guess I'm just complimenting your editing.
Oh,
so that was my thought about 40 minutes in. I'm like, well, at least it's moving like a movie. And again, though, I was watching it on 1.5 speed.
Nice.
And it still sounded like they were talking normal.
Okay,
so,
good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's not bad then. Well, Jamie, let's talk about your positive experience.
So I watched it for the first time. This was like early Sunday morning. So I just watched it myself and, laughed hysterically, had a great time. And then later on in the evening, we got high, like we always do. And I was like, hey, let's watch Campout Nightmare. And he's like, what? And I was like, look, there is no better time to watch it. I promise you. It is so much fun. It's so funny. And if we're high, it's going to be even better.
Oh, God.
And he's like, all right, I'll try it. So we watch it on the TV. And at first, he was playing Baldur's Gate on his computer, and I thought he wasn't paying attention, and I was like, this sucks. Because usually that means he doesn't like something, like he's not having fun.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, well, that sucks. But I was laughing hysterically, and I actually took notes that time. And you guys know, I do not take notes.
No.
I don't. Not for a simple review. If I'm doing like a retrospective, I will take notes. But if I'm doing just a regular review, I never take notes. I had to. There was so much stuff that I was like, I can't leave that out. And then by the time I'm done, I'm like, that's every fucking scene. Like I pretty much just wrote down the whole movie.
Every scene's amazing in this. It's incredible.
But like half an hour in, maybe even 45 minutes or so, and he started making comments, and I'm like, oh, he has been paying attention, you know. And then when it got toward the end, he closed his laptop and like scooted over next to me,
wow.
and we were both just kind of laughing at it and talking and bringing stuff up. And so he did seem to enjoy it. But when it was over, he's like, okay, that was bad. That was really bad. And I can't believe you made me do that. And I'm like, oh, but it was fun. He's like, I mean, yeah, but damn. He does not like homemade movies, like bad homemade movies. I love them. Like Things is one of my favorite movies. I love the shit out of that movie, and it's so bad. Have you guys ever seen it?
Mm-mm.
It's a Canadian movie from like 89 or no, it's like early 90s, I think. But it's so bad. I mean, so bad. But I fucking love it. I have the best time. And I love watching these things. He does not. He does not. So, but the fact that he was able to get some fun out of it is, you know.
That's great.
That shows that, yeah, it is, you know, it is enjoyable if you watch it with the right people and in the right circumstances.
Okay. Well, I don't know. You guys can just throw out whatever you want to talk about, but let me just explain the beginning first. So, Thorne versus the old man. The battle by the pool. So, basically, that old dude, just for context, that's the original Jim Hyde. Thorne is his son in real life. So, that's Jim Hyde Jr.'s father, and to believe it or not, his mother is the cleaning lady.
Yeah,
So he was talking about his mom's fat legs.
Oh my God!
What's wrong with your fat fucking legs?
Oh yes, that makes it so funny.
It was good to see somebody referred to as fat for once in a movie.
What's wrong with your fat fucking legs?
You never see.
Can you move it?
Who are you?
Who am I? Who are you?
I'm the cleaning lady.
What are you doing here?
I clean the house.
Looks like you're not doing such a swift job.
Who the fuck are you?
I'm Thorne.
That you realize this Halloween's over?
Don't get smart with me, you bitch.
Well, Halloween's over. Take it off. By the way, I'm thirsty. You could give me something to drink?
What's the matter with your fucking fat legs? Can't you get up and do it yourself?
No, I want you to do it, please.
Goddamn people. You're lazy.
I want you to do it, please.
Yeah. I want you to do
She
it.
said, please, to this strange dude wearing a mask.
And then he's sitting there going, yeah, she's gonna love this. And then she walks out and drinks it. Like, why would you drink that?
Yeah.
And then she dies Halloween 3 style with the orange shit coming out of her mouth. Yeah, when I look at that scene, all I picture is her and the old dude in the beginning of the movie rolling around in bed together, making Jim Hyde Jr. Basically, Michael J. was the kid who got killed in the earlier movies, and then he comes back as his cousin, looking exactly like him, and also being crippled.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh,
That's what
God.
I was
Okay.
wondering. Yeah.
That makes sense because Hyde at the bar,
The living room. Yeah.
says, he's like, he was your cousin. And he's like, I know. And I'm like, who the fuck are they talking about?
Yeah.
Who is Kevin? I was like, who the fuck is Kevin?
Yeah, Ben is Ben is his cousin. Yeah.
Ben.
So
Yeah.
Ben basically was Michael J. younger, and he eventually gets killed in one of these movies, and then Michael J. has to be in the movie again. Like, sorry, you're a little distinct to play two different characters, bro. Like, you're not just gonna like grow a beard and dye your hair and look totally different. Like, no, it's you. It's just you. You can't do that. But it's great that he did it. It's hilarious anyway. So that guy in real life died. That old man in the beginning fight, Jim Hyde.
Aww.
Oh.
And the cleaning lady died.
Aww.
I was going to ask you if half of the cast is dead or not, because all the smoke.
Well, it's been 25 years.
Yeah, it's been 25
sure.
years, but
Yeah.
they all died like 10 years ago or more.
I'm not surprised what they were doing. They're constantly smoking and they're freaking overweight. Of course they're going to be.
Yeah, there's not one healthy person in this movie, like, for sure. And Jim Hyde Jr. is dying right now.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Well, I guess I talked to Mike in 2020, and he told me that Jim is, like, on his deathbed. Like, he lost tons of weight, all this other stuff. So a lot of these guys, a lot of the people in this movie are gay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is it, Friday 7?
So Jim Hyde Jr. is gay. Remember the kid at the beginning who brought him to life? He did that Chucky spell in the beginning.
Is that what happened? Okay. I was confused about that.
Yeah. He's gay. That's Mike's brother.
Oh, okay.
And the girl, the big football player looking chick with the blonde spiky hair,
With the mullet? Yeah.
she's gay.
She's gay? Get right out of town, dude. No fucking way. Not buying it. Not buying it.
Is she Mike's real sister?
No,
okay.
her name is Danielle Bickle. She's a totally different person. She's still alive, but I think she's not in good health either, though. But yeah, it's funny when I thought about everyone who's dead in this. Oh, and then another kid in this movie is dead. I think either the one who got killed in the river or whatever he was in.
Oh, the one who got stabbed in the mouth?
Yeah. Well, is that?
Okay.
But he threw like a tree
The little
branch.
kid?
Yeah.
It looked like he stabbed it down. Like, I don't know what he did because it was off camera, but it looked like he stabbed it downward, and then the kid had like blood around his mouth that made me. And he had just said, "You have a cocky mouth," and then like stabbed it down. So I thought he stabbed him in the mouth.
Look like a stick. That's what my notes say. Is he hitting him with a stick? Why can't we see it? It's a stupid kill, but at least when the kid looked at it, it looked good.
Oh, it did look good.
Yeah.
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
What was he stabbing him with? A stick?
He threw a 6 or 7 inch stick from up on a cliff, like about 15 feet down to the water that the kid was floating in.
Who the fuck are you? Huh?
None of your business.
What the fuck you doing here? What? Bitch? Don't make
Yeah?
me come out here.
Where's your friend? I took care of him.
Well, I'll take care of you.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, you motherfucker. Come right down
Come
here.
on up.
Now, why don't you come down here? Come on, right here.
You know, kid, you have a real fucking cocky mouth. That's what you get, you little fucking prick.
I didn't understand what the hell was going on because
Yeah, it's too dark.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I liked the music when it started, and then my first note is he puking? I don't even know what I just watched it yesterday. I already forgot what I watched, and then I wrote
Well,
attacked, but then disappears and reappears. That was my note of that pool scene. I didn't know what was going on with that scene.
Oh, the pool scene. Oh, okay. So
Why did he disappear and then reappear? I mean, what sense is
yeah,
that?
I didn't understand that.
that I don't
Yeah.
understand either. Like, Mike has it so that he returns 2 weeks later, attacks the girl on the raft, and then disappears until this guy brings him back with a spell. Like,
Yeah.
why would he?
Yeah.
Why would he just randomly come out of hell, attack a girl on the raft, not even kill her, and then just go back to hell until the spell's broken? I don't even understand.
Yeah, you know what's weird? I used to make movies too, See, and that's what it is. I used to make movies, not 90-minute long movies, but I used to make a lot of movies when I was a kid. And, even though they were shorter, I would have never put it out if anything didn't make sense. But anyway, there's a scene in this movie that you guys are talking about. I did the exact same thing. I made these 2 kung fu movies called Blue Dragon. So we did that, and I was the bad guy, and I got killed at the end of Blue Dragon. But when Blue Dragon 2 opens up, it opens up with my son, because I died in the pool. And I'm in the pool, he's outside the pool, and he takes like this skull, and he holds it up, and he says this thing, "Come back, father," this and this and this. And he throws this skull into the pool, and when it drops into the pool, that's when I resurface and wake up. I'm like, wow, what are the chances? The same thing happens here.
Wow. You guys have a connection. Well, you know why this guy's name was Thorn, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I was actually looking for the pants.
Okay, so speaking of that, I found Michael J's, YouTube, and I'm watching Campout Nightmare VI right now.
Wow.
Thorn Goes to Hell, 1994. And it's only hour 12 minutes.
I gotta watch that.
Yeah, I might watch it tonight.
There's a shower scene with the woman who plays Michael J's sister in part 6. And like a straight up, she's nude,
naked
shower scene. Like wow. You can see like you can tell she's nude, but you don't see like her nipples or anything. And I'm just like, who filmed this?
Where are the parents in this house?
Yeah. This was released in 1994, and they're clearly so much younger. This looks really good. I'm gonna watch this with the sound on.
So here's
the sound on. Thanks, Matt.
I want to ask.
I'm just watching it sound off right now. It's
Matt,
great.
send me a link. I gotta watch this.
Yeah, me too, man.
And look, I'm not gonna throw shade because we all did this. Like we all made movies, and I made a movie called Blood Sisters in which I played 3 roles. I played twin sisters and our mother.
Oh my god!
And look, I used licensed music there. There's a shower scene in my film, no nudity, but there is a shower scene in my film, and I'm playing Godsmack. So,
oh God.
Like, I did all this. I'm not going to throw shade at anybody, but
oh yeah,
no, it's great.
It's that how do you plan to sell it when you have, apparently in the beginning it was made by Dimension Films. Wow, good on him.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I had to take all those things out. So he made all these movies look like they were made by Dimension Films, every single one of them. Like, do you guys remember he was obsessed with Dimension? Did he do that on our show? Was that Rabbit and Red thing?
I don't know.
No, we talked about Dimension and loving it.
I think he talked about it a lot, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. So anything that was made by Dimension, he thinks is an amazing movie. So his thing was to put those things in front of all these movies of his. So, of course, I had to edit that out. I was only going to leave that in. I'd have to really, Matt, go back and watch these. I used to watch them a lot, and then it just became a part 6 thing to me. But now after doing this, I will revisit. Like, I'll look at everything I have and see what I could watch. But but yeah, I don't know if it's explained. Like,
it probably is.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Like Thorn, it turns out he's a vampire. Like, now he's a vampire.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
that's
that was an on the spot thing. It had to be, right?
Well,
I'm thinking it wasn't supposed to be in the story, but Hyde said it, and Mike, because you can tell that Mike was kind of caught off guard. I think. Now, it's either he was actually kind of caught off guard or, it's just more of him acting. But it seems like he threw it out off the cuff, and Mike wasn't expecting it. And then it never comes up again.
Right. He never bites anybody's neck or anything?
No. And I'm like, so what? And then I'm like, well, maybe he just left it in because it was funny. But
the night of the fire, that's when Thorn became a vampire. Like, it's so amazing because like when...
You need to calm down and listen to my story.
Thanks for ruining the moment. What do you mean? Me and your sister just got done fucking. I'm sorry, but this was really important. Listen, I got you a drink because you sounded pretty pissed on the phone, to be totally honest with you. And it's on me too. You don't have to worry
dead
about
in here.
I understand that. Well,
I'm sorry. Is this well,
Jesus Christ! It's midnight, and you expect it to be booming.
What did you want? What did you want?
I wanted to talk to you.
Coke like I like?
Yes. How is it? Is it good for you?
Yes. Come on. Perfect. What do you want? Don't you know? Things to do.
What? Get home and finish fucking my sister? Did you get done at least blowing it first?
So that's not worried
Good.
about.
All right. Fine.
What did you want to see me about?
I wanted to ask you about Thorne. I figured since you were his brother, maybe you know something that I don't. Because everything that I've tried to kill the bastard hasn't worked, so I figured maybe you know something. And I think after you being gone for how many years has it been? 4 or 5? I think it's time that you gave me a little insight on what the hell's going on here with them.
You don't know already?
Know what? What? Is Ben supposed to know something that maybe I never was told or something?
He was your cousin.
I know.
I mean, you don't know about the night.
Never forgive that bastard for what he did.
You don't know what happened that night? Huh?
What night are you talking about?
The night. The night Thorne became a vampire. Me and Ben were on a camping trip about 10 years ago. And Thorne was home watching our baby sister, Kelly. And bats were let into the house. And Thorne was bitten repeatedly. And he almost died. And my parents were killed in a car accident. Thorne just went nuts and took him from place to place until he met up with
Kevin.
You know Kevin?
I know exactly what you're talking about because I went to him before and I asked him to help me out, but he said that he didn't think he was going to be able to handle it.
Well, up till the fire of 1989, because Ben and Jessica lit fire to the mental hospital.
The Thorne was being held.
Yes, and they thought it was over.
I know.
But 4 years later, you need to calm down, Sean, and listen to my story.
Yeah, but you don't understand. Ben
Before
told me
I forget it, because I want to forget it. I want to forget it. Do you understand me? Okay? Thorne
I understand, but you don't understand.
Killed Ben and Jessica. Okay?
I understand that.
I can't believe my fucking brother's this way. And you don't fucking care.
Yes, if I didn't care, then I wouldn't be, fucking out here trying to kill him. And where the hell have you been for the past 5 goddamn years?
No. All I fucking know is that he's gonna be going after either Nick or Kelly next.
Kelly, okay. And,
he's a vampire.
You
understand that?
I don't understand this. Why the hell did Ben tell me all this other shit, but he never told me about him being a damn vampire?
Can't tell you, I don't know.
So Jim's reading from the script. If you notice, every time Mike talks, Jim just looks away and scratches his head. He's reading the script on the table while Mike's doing that. And once he gets a couple of his bearings, he'll just come back and interrupt Mike and just start spouting off what he knows. So he's like, because Mike's just talking about fucking his sister, did you get done blowing it first?
That's probably the best scene in the movie right there.
Now, which? When he's...
Yeah. The bar scene, them talking, I love that part.
So that's supposed to be a bar? I thought he was just going downstairs to talk to him.
He said, I ordered you a drink. And then
that was another scene. I ordered you a drink.
Right, that was a different restaurant. Dave.
That was, but he did it both times.
Yeah, he did.
The girl.
Yeah, and then he told Hyde that he ordered him a drink too.
Well, I didn't hear that. The sounds off.
He's like, Did you get me rum and coke like I like?
He just met him a scene ago. Why would you know what he drinks?
Yeah.
You just met him. You go, who are you? Oh, I'm Joey Red. Who? Joey Red. Are you Thorne's brother? Yeah, why? Like, wait a minute. And now you know he drinks rums and cokes?
Well, let me tell you this, since I've never met you before.
Yeah.
And then a few minutes later,
your
they're
sister.
at the bar. Yeah. But then, speaking of the restaurant scene, this cracked me up because when the girls come into Mike's room and they're talking to him, and he's just like, "Oh, I can't forget it. I can't." And in case anyone isn't sure after watching this, he almost died 4 years ago when this guy tried to kill him, and that might be hard to pick out because they don't really go into it that much. He only says it about 87 times, but they're talking to him, and she's like, "Are we still on for dinner?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'll pick you up at 7." And I'm like, "Okay." Well, then the next thing I know, there's another scene, and then suddenly he's sitting at this table, and I'm like, "Oh, it must not be time for him to pick her up yet." And then she comes walking in the door, and he's like, "I ordered you a drink," and I'm like, "Oh, this is a fucking restaurant?" And then
and who picked her up?
How did she get there? What is
They had one location.
Even I wouldn't do that. Here's my question, Alex. How old were they when they made these movies? Do you know how old was?
He was 18 years old or so.
Okay, so I was 15 when I'm making mine. Okay, maybe 16. There's no way I would try to pass off a kitchen as a fucking restaurant. I would just...
Don't put the couch in the shot.
Well, right. That's what I was thinking. Why is the couch in the shot?
The backyard in the shot?
Yeah. So shoot it from the other angle if you're going to do that. And then that's fine. Like there are ways to do it that you can get away with.
Because it did almost work, except for those two things. Yeah.
I've never had too many conversations with Michael J, but if I talk to him again in the future, I'd be like, "Hey, Mike, here's some phrases you might want to have in your vocabulary, like take 2, cut. Let's do another one. Hey, you were laughing throughout that entire thing. Let's get the kid and a dog out of the room."
Oh, my God. Oh, dude, you wouldn't believe this. Ready? So I have the outtakes. So I have, the real cuts of, like I said, the tape in the camera that night I have. So it's not cut up. These takes go on and on and on, and most of them are just because Mike just starts laughing randomly. Yeah. So he's like, "Come on, Mike, cut the shit. Let's do this. I'm not doing this again." And this goes on a lot, and especially in that opening scene where he woke up from the dream, right? So this fucking kid keeps talking in the whole thing, and then Mike keeps listening to the kid and laughing. It's like, "What are you doing now? Did you hear what he said?" He goes, "Don't pay attention to him. Just do your scene." Oh, dude. And I'm sitting here watching this, trying to figure out which take I'm supposed to use, and I'm sitting here like, why the fuck can't someone take this kid out of the room?
Well, because that's proof that he has a kid.
That's why I thought it was his kid. Yeah.
But okay, so that makes sense because what makes sense about it, because the whole time I was watching it, I'm like, guys, why didn't you do that again? There's so many times that people laugh.
Right.
And then there's even a bit where Christy, she comes right before she finds Lisa dead on the porch, reading the book.
Right.
She comes and she motions to the right, and looks at the camera and motions to the right, and I'm like, cut that shit out, why? Or do it again, and so that she knows where she's supposed to look. Why is this in the movie? But it makes sense because Mike, I guess, he was laughing so much that maybe they were getting frustrated and they wouldn't do it over and over and over again.
That's right.
And so I'm like, the director foiled his own movie. Like, he fucked up his own movie.
Yeah, you're making this, Mike. Cut back to 1. Everybody back to 1. Come on.
Yes. Just do it again. Or like when in the very beginning, when he drops the keys in the car.
Oh, my God.
And he's like keys. Laughing hysterically. Where are the keys? Where are the keys?
He legit just drops.
Come on, you son of a bitch.
It takes them 5 minutes to get into the car for one. I'm like, oh my God.
Well,
ridiculous.
I gotta tell you, in my new edit of the movie, I already cut that to 1/3 of what it was, because now I could I could do certain tricks I couldn't do back then. Like, I could split the scene, then zoom in to one part, and then let it go again by removing something else, so it looks like it looks like a different shot, but it's really the same fucking guy holding the same spot, but I make it look like it's different. So, because I learned that trick with my movie, because there were some things I hated in mine and had to get cut out. And I said, well, I can't do it. They'll notice that the scene just jumps, so I can't do this. So the way I figured it out was I would zoom in on like 2 people out of 4 in the scene and then let it cut to where I want there, then bounce back out or do something else or zoom slowly out and reveal the whole shot in a different part of the scene so I could remove those things. So now that I know all that stuff, I could do so much better here. But back then, and you gotta remember, mine is the shortcut, regardless of what you think of anything. So, it's unbelievable. And Mike totally, if you wondered, he totally approved of my edit. He thought it was fantastic.
I'm sure.
I don't know what he'll say these days, he doesn't like me, so whatever. But, like, back then, he was so down with the 10th anniversary cut. He's like, now, this movie's great, dude. Wow. You don't even notice anything's gone. I go, yeah, that's the point, Mike. When you edit, you're not supposed to think things are missing. You're just supposed to think it's tight. So
scene missing. Yeah. What about that crucial scene where I fell down and couldn't get up?
Oh yeah, there's all that stuff in these movies.
Or like when he's making it up the stairs to see Uncle Roger, and then he gets there and he takes like 20 minutes to sit down, and then he sits down, and then he's like, oh, well, I gotta go. And then he gets up, and I'm like, good Lord.
Uncle Roger, you won't believe it. When I went to bed last night, I heard this noise. So I got up and I looked around. And I opened the closet door, and Thorne was there.
What happened?
Well, he grabbed me.
He's your brother. Why would your brother grab you?
I don't know.
Was he trying to hurt you?
I don't know. He's like, he said to me, be quiet and I'll let you live.
I can't believe that. I can't believe that, Kelly. It can't happen. It's your brother.
Well, he did.
Kelly, are you sure this really happened? Because
Yeah.
you were very tired.
It did. I'm not kidding. It did.
Come in.
I have some bad feelings and bad vibes about this, Kelly. Why don't you and Uncle Roger come with me while I go to visit my dad?
I'm not gonna let some psychopath drive me out of my own house.
What's going on here?
Kelly's brother.
You telling me he's gotten to you too?
He hasn't gotten to me. Like I said, I'm not gonna let some psychopath drive me. I'm not gonna listen to some weirdo and tell me to leave my own home. I'll let some psychopath drive me out of my own home.
She's your wife, isn't she?
Don't care. I'm not gonna be driven from my own home.
But I don't know, maybe you should leave. Maybe that's the best thing for you guys to do.
No, I don't want to see her. I don't want to see Kelly get hurt. And I'm not gonna let somebody drive me out of my own home either. What do you suggest?
My only suggestion to you is, if you don't want to leave and stay in here, lock everything up tight, don't let anyone in, don't let anyone out. Just stay here.
Okay. Sounds good, Sean. You leaving?
Yeah, because now I'm going to go back and I'm going to talk to Nick's doctor and I'm going to tell her what he caused.
Good luck.
Yeah.
So scenes like that, he probably, I swear to God, that scene was probably 9 minutes long.
Oh my God.
I believe it.
So I was like, wait a minute, they're not saying they're just going in circles here. They're not saying anything that's moving this forward. It's just more of, I'm not going to let someone drive me out of my own home. Like, I left those in enough because I thought that was hilarious. I was like, no, he's got to say it at least 4 or 5 times out of the 20. So I said, so I'm going to leave those in because that's just great. But I'm chopping this shit, and then as soon as this motherfucker pans to Mike again, it'll be Mike leaving the room, and that's it. So I had to do things like that to keep this moving. It was really...
Oh, well, honestly, you can't tell. I didn't notice that there was a cut there or cuts. Like, that was pretty seamless. You did a good job in that scene.
Oh, thanks.
But, yeah. Oh, here's another question. When he goes to the hospital, now... I'm guessing it's like maybe it's his physical therapist office or either that. Okay, so when he goes to the mental hospital, I'm quoting like crazy over here,
right.
And he's talking to the doctors and they're all like reading the scripts. Then, as he's leaving, And he's like, don't you know what he did? Don't you know how many people he killed? And the doctor goes, no, I don't know anything about him. What?
That's the best part.
How do you not know anything about him? What are you talking about?
No, what are you talking about? He's been locked up for years in here.
That's up to his doctor. And I'm like, you are his doctor.
I was overruled by higher authority.
Webb, where in the hell are you? It's Sean.
I'm at the computer, for crying out loud. What's your problem?
Why wasn't I notified? Why didn't you call me and tell me?
What are you talking about?
You know damn well what I'm talking about.
I do not.
Why in the hell did you fight harder for him to be kept here? Why did you let them release him?
I tried, and I tried. But I couldn't help it. Judge Harris and Dr. Green overruled me. It was 2 against 1. What am I supposed to do? I tried my damnedest. I thought they were crazy goddamn fools to let him go. What am I supposed to do? It was 2 against 1. My opinion didn't count.
Don't you understand how dangerous his father is?
I understand that, but there was nothing I could do.
Do you know how many people he killed?
No, I don't. I don't know nothing about it. I'm sitting here, I'm too busy with my own goddamn patients to worry about some guy who was released under... It wasn't my fault. I didn't release him. It wasn't my call.
Well?
Well, what?
I'm sorry you feel that way. So I guess that means you're not going to help anymore. You're just going to throw him away in the garbage, huh?
My hands are tied.
You're telling me you think because he's gone, that he's out of your care, that you're just going to drop him like a hot potato?
He was discharged. I don't have no more care. I have no more jurisdiction over his care. What else would you like me to do? I've done all I possibly could to get him to stay in this asylum and under my care, but I was overruled by higher authority.
Do you know what I want you to do? I'll tell you what I want you to do. I want you to get your ass out there, and I want you to roam those streets and find him.
I can't do that. What am
and I
I
want you to
supposed
bring him in here. Kill him if you have to.
That's not my job.
Kill him if you have to.
That's not my
Just
job.
Just make sure that he's not around to bring his father back here. Because his father's a very dangerous man. And I don't want to have to deal with him again. I did it 4 years ago. I'm not doing it now.
Well, Sean, for what's worth, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're sorry. You're sorry, but yet you won't help.
I can help you if he's in here. I cannot help you if he's out there.
You can help me if you want it. You just don't want to get off your lazy ass and do anything about it.
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, you're sorry. You know what? I'm sorry, too. I'm sorry that 4 years ago that I ever brought him to you.
A couple people that act. I thought the one girl was a good actress. The main girl, not the main. Well, I don't know.
Christy, his girlfriend.
Yeah, her.
Yeah, she was honestly. I thought she was the best actress in the film.
Yeah,
she's pretty good.
And honestly, even Mike wasn't bad half the time, except when he was laughing in the car.
Not laughing, yeah.
A couple other.
He has some funny lines at the end. Yeah,
that's
it. Oh, wait. I got another one. Oh my God, this is so fucking good. Okay, when he, you know that guy, that random guy that's walking in the woods, and I think we do find out who he is, but I had no idea who the fuck he was when he was just walking in the woods. He's wearing white. He hears a noise, and then Thorne jumps out. The guy goes to run around the tree, and Thorne, hits the tree with the axe or whatever, he supposedly killed him, but you saw the guy keep running behind the tree. He kept going. And I'm like, why? And why did you leave it?
Why didn't you know to make the fucking camera more to the right so he disappears into the tree? What is wrong with you? And when I do this 25th anniversary cut, I'm gonna crop the fucking tree out. So when he throws him towards a tree, he just disappears and you think he hit him with an axe. And then you got to add in a sound effect. I'm going to add some fucking pineapple getting smashed or something. I don't know. But yeah,
there you go.
I'm going to try to make this somewhat like a real movie. But
wait, this is called Resurrection. Is this that movie that you fucking burned the DVD of or whatever in that video?
No.
This is the real one, right?
But it's weird you say that. Wow, how weird is that? I re-edited a Resurrection and stabbed and burned a Resurrection in the same year.
Oh, that was the same time.
There you go.
Holy shit.
So wait a minute. Back to Tree. I thought Matt was going to say what I was thinking. There's this one scene where for no reason the dude picks up this small axe and hits this huge tree trunk. The killer does it.
That's the same scene.
That's what we're talking about. That was supposed to be a guy, behind the tree.
A guy?
Yeah, the guy that he was...
That's what I'm saying. I'm just watching. I'm like, what's going on here? Why is he chopping a tree?
It's impossible. Like half the characters in the middle of this movie, I have no idea who they are. I can't follow any of it.
Oh, and then there's the proposal scene.
Oh my god! That is the fucking white trashiest proposal I've ever seen in my life. Could you imagine proposing to a woman who has a cigarette in her mouth and she's holding an ashtray and a pack of cigarettes in the other hand?
Hi. I didn't expect to see you. Be back so soon. Listen, I'm really about tonight. I was a real ass in that restaurant earlier.
That's okay.
But you have to understand, alright? I don't want to see anyone I care about get hurt.
I know that, but I wish you would just make me and Christopher your first priority.
Well, you know what? That's what I was going to ask you. Alright? I want to make this relationship official.
You're saying what I think you're saying?
Well, I hope it's what you think. Listen, I want to marry you, okay? I want to be able to call you my wife, and I want to just be able to have a family, and someone to come home to every night instead of coming here. And I know you're probably worried that I won't, that I'll keep Thorn on my mind. But I promise, if you say yes, I'll make you and Christopher number one. And I'll put him on the back burner. Alright?
Alright.
So what do you say? You maybe go for it or what?
Are you serious? You really want to marry me? Oh my god, yes, yes!
Why wouldn't I be serious?
Oh my god, yes!
Here.
Your brother just proposed to me.
Oh, congratulations.
Oh man, I have to go. Christopher's at my mother's.
You're sure you don't want me to take him maybe for the...
No.
Maybe go pick him up if you want some free time.
No, I have to. My mother's not going to believe this. I have to go tell her the news.
All right.
Okay, I'll see you later.
Yeah, I'll give you a call tomorrow or something, okay?
Okay.
Congratulations, bro.
I do, as far as like the characters, I am very confused by one. Okay, the chick that bought the house that he goes to visit.
He goes, your name's Heather, right? She goes, mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then she's like, he's like, 4 years ago, this guy, it's painful and long, but he eventually gets out the story that 4 years ago, that guy, killed a bunch of people. Right. And she's like, does that explain the blood by the pool? And the towel? And I'm like, yes, for 4 years that has been sitting there, and she had just touched it. It was wet. And so for 4 years that's been sitting there wet, and they sold the house that way, and somehow you never saw it.
You never saw it, even though your pool's active right now. It's not, the cover's not on it, nothing. You were in that pool all summer.
And
wait a minute. Didn't they show murder by that pool earlier in the movie, though? I thought it was...
Yeah, but... Then he came back. When he came back, he murdered that random kid. I don't even know who the kid was, who was like, right. Who the fuck are you? Some kind of freak? And then he killed him. And I'm like, who's that kid?
It's just kids that saw him get resurrected. That's it.
Just some rando, yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing.
But then, okay, so he kills her in that scene, or when Thorn comes to visit her and makes her make the phone call.
Wait! Don't gloss over Mike yet. Yeah, so Mike totally stole this scene from Halloween 6. I mean, this is Loomis going into the fucking Strode house saying this house is sacred to him. Like, that is Mike in a much lower. Oh yeah,
100%. Oh yeah.
Well, I haven't seen 6 that much. I've only seen it like 3 times, and I did not. I've seen the producer cut twice, and I've seen the theatrical cut once.
Okay.
And
so
I don't like that movie.
so Loomis like scares that woman too when he just shows up in her house. So Mike did the same thing.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. He just stole that, and he even stole Part 4's line where he goes, "You can reach me through the local police." And all that stuff, like he stole that too.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I understand. I imagined he would.
Oh, it's
Yeah, but
great.
that part didn't make any sense either. He's like, call the police, and then they'll transfer the call to me. And then later on, when Thorne makes her make the phone call, she calls him directly. And I'm very confused and leaves a message for him. But she didn't have his phone number. She only had the card that he gave her. And I was like, what the hell? What's going on?
The weird thing is, I don't even remember her dying. Oh, no, wait. Wasn't there, the big scene where the Marilyn Manson song where Thorne comes in and doesn't he choke her with an axe?
Is that what it was supposed to be? A choke? That was my note. I'm like, why would somebody fall down just because he put an axe under his chin for a second?
I just saw they did the same move in Campout Nightmare V. I just watched it.
Really?
Like, that's the same move. Yeah.
At least make it look realistic. At least hold it there for 30 seconds. It was like 3 seconds.
Wait, dude, I slowed that scene in slow motion, too.
Ridiculous.
But he didn't kill her. He choked her with the axe. He just knocked her out because later Mike comes in and finds her.
Sit down.
No.
Sit down.
No.
Sit down. I said sit down. Now, we're gonna play a little game. Okay? You're not gonna let Sean know when I'm back. You are going to call him, and you are going to tell him you're going on a vacation, that you're taking a little trip, and that you'll be back in a couple weeks, and you'll get in touch with him then, because he cannot know that I am back from hell. Okay? So you be a good little girl, and call, and I won't harm you. Okay? I'll let you go. Now call. No funny business. If I see any funny business, you're a dead fucking bitch. You wanna leave?
Yes.
Do you really think that I'm some fucking idiot?
Yeah?
Yeah? You do? You think I'm gonna let you leave her alive? Well, you have another thing coming, bitch.
How about when she died? How about when she got stabbed? Immediately, as soon as the knife touched her, she died and froze herself into a position just for one tiny stab, and then stood there the whole time just like that, didn't budge.
Lisa did that too when she's reading the book, and then he goes, he's standing over her, he's straddling her, and she's like, "Hun, is that you?" And I'm like, "Look up!"
I know.
Yeah.
Oh. And she's reading.
Yeah, and how about the woman?
Pitch darkness. Yeah.
In the dark. Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
gonna go
complete
outside
darkness. Yeah.
at night.
You got to read this book, hon.
It's really good.
I don't know because it's too dark, but yeah, I'm assuming it's good. And then you got to love that he keeps his beer, like way out in the shed.
Oh, in the
But
shed?
then-
Yeah.
But then he walks into the shed and he looks around and he's like, "Where the fuck is the beer?" And I'm like, I'm assuming there's a fridge, or do you just keep your beer sitting on the shelf in the shed? But then he comes out with one beer. I'm like, I'm not making that trip.
Put like 4 of them in the fridge here, yeah. And it's great because when he walks in the door, he bangs his head on the sliding door. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. Also, I thought it was funny that he's yelling at her for leaving the door open when he walked out the front door and left it standing wide open.
What did I tell you about leaving the goddamn fucking door open?
That was a good setup, though. I like that because you knew what was going to happen. That's something you see in a regular slash movie.
Yeah,
but then,
no,
of course,
yeah, that's
to the Halloween 78 kill, which you knew was going to happen as soon as he looked at that closet door. But whatever. It was a decent setup, at least, because there was other Halloween stuff. Even some of the lines when he, in the beginning, not in the beginning, but at one point he walked up and he says, "Why wasn't I notified?" He said, just like one guy.
And he goes, "About what?" And he goes, "You know damn well what." Like, what the fuck else would this guy be talking to you about? Why wasn't I notified? What do you think he's referring to? All he talks about is Thorne, right?
Yeah.
Matt, what did you think of all of Thorne's dialogue?
You got what you deserved, brother. I think I did a pretty good job. Very good job. See you later.
Oh, loved it. Oh my God.
Isn't it amazing?
So stupid. Yeah. It seems like it was all made up on the fly. I mean, especially that with the housekeeper scene.
Yeah.
Give me a drink. All right. You know, he just goes and gets her something to kill her with. But yeah, it's everything he says is gold, I think.
Gold.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the voice he's doing is great. The only thing I don't like about Thorne is that they have him in a ghost face mask.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
I guess 1998, you know, I get it, but it's like...
Yeah, so that that could either go both ways. It used to really bother me, but now I'm thinking it adds to how preposterous...
How dumb it is, yeah.
It's so dumb that, like, he puts a scream mask on. Like, it's as if, like, So I asked Mike about it. I was like, so what's with the scream mask? And he goes, well, that's really all we had. I go, well, no, you clearly had...
He had a costume before.
Yeah.
The red one.
He goes, well, Jim got too big for that by the time he shot that.
He done growed up. All those cigarettes gave him a real growth spurt.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense, I guess. You know.
And I was like, so all you could think of was a scream mask? And he goes, well, we had to start shooting, and that's all we had. I was like,
start shooting. The studio was really on her ass.
I was going to lose the location if we didn't do it right away.
Oh, we had a release date, a hard release date. Oh my God.
What on earth would have changed if you didn't start shooting? I gotta know. Like, with the actors or what? Like,
Yo, sure. Look how many people are in that movie. Just the fact that he was able to talk that many people, including adults.
Yeah,
No,
that's pretty
cool.
wild.
Is impressive enough. I couldn't do that when I was making movies. Seriously.
No, that's why I played 3 roles.
I couldn't do it today. That's why I was 2 roles, and that's why Steve was 2 roles on my movie.
See?
Yeah, I mean, so that I always thought that was cool. I was like, you know what? He's got a big support system of people who are into this with him, and I thought that was
cool.
really cool. And you could tell that they were putting their all into it. You know, even random people's parents. You know, just well, not random, but people in the movie. Like, I just was like, that's really cool. Like, I good on him for having the support system that he did and having so many friends that were willing to, and family members that were willing to do this with him. So that's cool. But
yeah, so that guy who gets killed in the shower, he's a priest.
Oh.
His name is Father Gabe.
Chasing after phantoms and ghosts, that's not for me anymore. That's over.
Kevin, thanks again. I really appreciate it.
Okay, buddy, take care of yourself. Bye-bye.
Yeah, I have to give it to Mike because he's pretty funny in a lot of this where he's supposed to be, and he's given a lot of, you know, quote unquote acting. I think he's doing pretty good, especially at the end when he's like being a smartass after he gets like stabbed. And
oh yeah,
yeah. Are you okay? I was just stabbed in my shoulder. Yeah,
I was just stabbed.
Yeah,
I'm fine. No, not really. You know, stuff like that.
Right.
And right before that, he's like, he says, something like, okay, I'll be right back. If you see him, just scream and I'll come back.
You know what's great? You know what's great about
Just
this?
scream.
This guy just stabbed Mike. Okay, so what I'm thinking as the scene's taking place is when he's there to protect these 2 women, right? I'm sorry, when he was even entering that house, I'm looking at him like, what the fuck are you gonna do if anybody comes in? Like, no offense, dude, you can't even walk. Like, what are you going to do if shit goes down? So I'm looking at this, then this guy actually pops out from behind the curtain. God knows why he was there in the cupboard, whatever the fuck that is. Whatever he's doing, he stabs Mike. Mike just kind of elbows him or hits him with a cane or something. He just collapses to the floor, and no one cares that the main killer who's responsible for all this chaos is just laying on the floor in their house with a mere hit from Mike as to incapacitate him.
Yeah, and that had to hurt worse than when he got hit with the plunger.
But yeah, why was the plunger next to the couch?
Exactly. Yeah, and I noticed too. There's a cut there, and it's so funny because like he stabs Mike. Mike goes down, and then the next thing you know, he's up and he hits the guy, and I'm like, wait. How did he get up? We didn't see that. That's the part you don't want to cut. It was because now it looks like he just fell to the floor and suddenly he's just hitting him. And I'm like, okay, that makes no sense.
I'll have to go back. Some of these cuts were made by him, too.
Oh, I imagine. Well, yeah, I imagine, you know.
Trust me, I did everything I could even 15 years ago to work around a lot of it.
But yeah, I noticed at the end when he's walking out and he's like, I'm in the mood to kick some ass.
That was so great.
Really? Are you?
Wait, what is the exact line? I think I wrote it down somewhere. He goes, Is
that you, Thorn? Is that you? Because I'm ready to do some ass kicking tonight, my friend. And it looks like your ass is the one that's gonna be kicked.
And then it's followed.
That's hilarious.
Oh, it's amazing. Then it's followed by the sounds of Thorn beating Mike's head repeatedly against the side of the house until the girl goes around the side and Mike's dying there. Oh my god.
Oh, the priest. This is what I was going to say when you were talking about the priest. That shower curtain bit. Where
he closes it, but it's still open.
Yeah, he slings it to one side, the whole shower curtain comes. Then he goes to close it, but it's stuck on his legs. So then he pulls it out of the shower. And I'm like, did no one think ahead of time to pull the shower curtain out of the shower so that that wouldn't happen? Like, or, I don't know, do it again?
Yeah, back to one.
It's immediately followed by this blonde-haired random person who comes in the house looking for him. She exposes his dead body and has absolutely no reaction. Right.
None. Just...
I did like the build-up to that death, though. There was, like, lights going on and off and stuff. It was kind of...
Yeah,
that was pretty good.
And he called him. He prank called him, which I thought was fun because he sounded like the breather from Student Bodies when he was on the phone.
He goes, "This isn't Sean. Yeah. It's who everyone's been telling you who it is. It's me."
Hi, Kevin.
Hi, Kevin. Remember me?
Hey, look, Sean, I don't think this is funny. We had this conversation about this stuff. Let it go. Now I don't want any jokes. This isn't funny.
This ain't Sean. This is who everyone's been telling you who it is. It's me.
Me. Supposedly Thorn. Sean. Hey, what's going on?
Oh, so good.
Why would we be able to hear the phone on the other end of the receiver? And you can obviously tell that the guy behind the camera was the one that was fucking doing the voice. How ridiculous. Wait. Unbelievable.
I never even thought of that. Oh my god.
You could see the paper.
You could hear the voice, how loud it was.
Yeah, you could see it in the bottom left corner.
I didn't even know.
My god, that's right.
No.
Yeah, that was the script.
I thought that was maybe a shot list. Who am I kidding?
A shot list.
Oh, he does the same thing in Michael J's dream. He's like, Sean, I'm coming for you, Sean. He goes, no, you're dead. You can't be alive. You're dead. We killed you. So that's obviously this guy holding the camera, just talking.
Yeah. And then he laughs when Mike turns around to get away from him in the very beginning. And I laughed because just that was funny. But then Mike's laughing. And then you hear the guy behind the camera laugh. And I was like, oh, my God, do it again. And then I realized, oh, wait, that's supposed to be when I watched it the second time, I realized that was supposed to be Thorn laughing because he laughs constantly.
Right.
But the first time you watch it, it sounds like somebody just laughing at Mike off camera. And I'm like, do it again.
Even that scene, Mike interrupts Thorn. Thorn's trying to say something, and Mike already starts saying, it can't be. And then he goes, Sean, yeah. And then they both stop, and then one of them start again. I'm like, wait a minute. You didn't shoot another version of this? And now that I have the tapes, I know he doesn't.
Hello?
Sean.
Hold up.
Do you remember me?
Oh my god. Not you. You're dead. You can't be coming for me. You're dead.
I'm coming for you, Sean.
They were okay with this. Can you imagine not saying, dude, you fucking stepped on my line. Let's do it again. Can you imagine not saying that?
Right. No.
Here's the reason. When they reshot things, I noticed they go through the whole fucking spiel again. Like, one time the girl messes up a line, like, had to be a minute into the scene, and they started it all over again. I was like, oh my God. So now I'm not going to
just do coverage and then cover it up.
Right,
Yeah,
and then turn the camera a little and then start again at that part. That's all you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they didn't. I mean, there are several things that I would have done differently behind the camera and that I did do differently when I made my own movie. So, like even if you have two people in a scene.
Oh, God.
You don't wave the camera back and forth to get both people's reactions. Like, that just makes people seasick. Like,
you have to take a Dramamine before you watch this.
And then I got to zoom in, zoom out, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in, zoom out, zoom in.
That's one thing I wish I could have been the director of this movie. Like, it would have been so much better. It still would have been all the nonsense and the hilarity and all that, but it would have been captured better. And see, there you go. That's why directors matter. Even if you take something as stupid as this, but if I was doing that compared to Mike or Jim High Jr., I wish the three of us could have done this together. It would have been so much better. And like, if somebody messed up, I go, no problem. We'll pick it up where you guys left off. I'm moving over here. Go. And we'll figure it out in editing. Like, I don't know what they're doing. So that whole scene where, like, the guy was killed in his apartment and the lights went on and off like Matt liked, they couldn't get that right. They shot that like 6 times. And I have all the takes.
They shot it 6 times.
Oh, nice.
So when the light goes dark, you're supposed to see the ghost face mask in the bathroom for a second. Now,
Oh, I saw that. Yeah,
you see it.
Yeah, it took 6 tries to get it like that. and the girl filming is the blonde hair girl with the spiky blonde hair. She's filming that scene because she's always like, I don't see the mask. And listen, when you see this girl acting, Mike's sister, you could tell there is nothing going on in that head of hers, right? Like, there is nothing happening up there. The fucking lights are on, but nobody's home. She is on autopilot. Like, that's amazing.
So, how does who kills Thorne at the end? Because doesn't somebody come out
Doom
the bushes?
Oh yeah, is he?
What
saying
is that?
Doom? Is he Doom?
I'm Doom, he says.
Okay, that's what I thought he said. So he's like the Grim Reaper?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh,
Okay.
that's dumb.
That's
I guess he's coming to
deep.
reclaim him to hell.
Oh, wow. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, because he was in hell and somehow came
Right.
back.
So he was coming to bring him back. You know, like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they have this big pyro moment in that movie. Now, you see how the tape gets all fucked up?
Pretty cool, yeah.
So I did everything I could to salvage this, and I don't know what I'm going to do this time around either, though, because I'm trying to get rid of all those little kind of weird things.
Or where it says tracking.
Yeah. So it did it again, and when I pulled the tape, and I was able to crop that out, so it just takes everything above it. So, but it keeps it in its
nice.
4:3 ratio. Yeah, it's great. So I was able to get rid of all that stuff this time around, but I didn't get anywhere near this part yet. So that goes by so quickly that when you see it, that is all in slow-mo. Like, it's slowed down like 20 times because when they filmed it, I swear to God, there's like 2 fucking seconds of it, then it's over. I'm like, what am I going to do with this, Mike? And he goes, oh, yeah, well, we had to put the fire out or something like that. And I was like, yeah, but you hardly captured anything. So when you watch it on my cut, it's like 10 times longer than it really is. It's the weirdest thing.
Well, that's a good thing. I mean, because, yeah, if that had been that short, then that would have been pointless to even have.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Do you guys watch Neil Breen movies? Perchance? Like Fateful Findings, Twisted Pair.
One of those bad filmmakers?
Yes, yeah. He's right up there with like The Room and Birdemic. Like, and Neil Breen has 5 or 6 movies out, and I think he has a new one coming out, so maybe this will be the 6th one. But they're all vanity projects. This guy, he does everything. He writes, directs, acts. He's always the main lead. He's always naked in the movies with hot chicks. Like, it's a vanity project. But the Uncle Roger acts exactly like him. Like, that's his mannerisms, his delivery, everything. And there's this one scene in a Neil Breen movie where he finds his friend has committed suicide, and he like holds him. He's sitting on the ground holding him, rocking him back and forth. I cannot believe you committed suicide. Why did you commit suicide? I cannot believe you committed suicide.
I'm not gonna let some psycho drive me out of my own home.
And every time Roger was talking, that's what I was thinking about. And I'm just dying. And I'm like, they have no idea. Well, because those didn't exist at that time. But
yeah, the most fascinating thing about this is that it all got done. Really, like
that is pretty
cool.
amazing. All the different people they did all the scenes. It flows somewhat normally,
right.
I guess. You know, I never made anything this long growing up. It's kind of ridiculous. And this is number 6. Like, that's
impressive.
It's impressive. The only thing that bothers me about the number 6 is the camera work. Like, and Jim seems so like aware of things. Like, he seems like he has his shit together in a lot of ways. Even, you gotta remember, he's carrying the whole movie in ways. Like, if you have a bad killer, it's a bad movie. So he does great as Thorn. He really found his own unique take on a guy who kills people, I guess. Like, it's pretty interesting. It's a little flamboyant. It's a little weird. I love, like, when he's getting dressed in the beginning and he's coughing and he tries to hide it with laughter. He's like,
yeah.
Like, that is so great. He goes, and I'm gonna get that fucking dog too. Like,
that I thought was funny because obviously that was an ad lib and that was hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, that this girl, his fiance, chain smoking. The one scene where he's meeting Thorn, Joey Red, Jim Hyde's other character. You see this girl suck on a cigarette that's about a centimeter long, and then she lights one before this guy goes upstairs to hang out with the sister.
Immediately again, chain smoking. Yeah, it's great.
So you just suck on smoke all day long.
Why does he turn around and look? When he's walking up the stairs.
Oh, he gives that ominous look behind. Yeah.
What is that?
He shouldn't, because he never. Okay, so the look is because he's Thorn's brother, so you're supposed to think he might be evil, but that never even happens.
No, and as a matter of fact, he gets killed. So
right. And okay, so here's the other thing. So when he says, "I just got done fucking your sister," I don't know what they're doing, because the sister's sitting there as if she's waiting to get laid. They start making out, then the phone call interrupts him and he leaves. So you fucked her. She put all her clothes on, sat on the bed and waited to have a makeout session with you afterwards?
Yeah,
that was kind of weird.
I think he meant to say, I was about to fuck your sister.
Oh, wait, here's my note about the sex scene. Sex scene, frowny face. I really don't want to.
Yeah.
Because I really didn't want to see that. I was like, I really don't want to. Don't make me.
So I'm watching this movie again, and I'm at the scene about an hour in where he kills the guy in the gym.
Yeah.
And when Thorn walks into the gym, he clearly like slips on something.
Yes.
And then he breaks the guy's neck, supposedly, and he falls over in the chair, and you could tell that the actor, the chair falls over too. And you could tell the actor's like, oh shit, you shouldn't fall like that. You could tell he's like reaching, like, oh God, are you all right, kind of thing. It's so funny.
Thorn's like, are you okay?
I know I just broke your neck. Are you all right? Yeah.
And then as Thorn is leaving after he kills that guy, you can see another guy walking in the background of that building. Like there's a guy that just walks across the hall. And I was like, what?
I'm here to get my reps in. Yeah. Oh yeah, I just saw him. I rewound it. Yeah.
Thanks for letting my son out.
Yeah, thanks for letting my son out. Oh, that's so great.
This is another thing I love. When he chases her down and she's fighting with him and she throws him down or pushes him down the stairs.
Oh, of course you don't see it, right?
Then but then at the bottom of the stairs, he grabs her, she trips, they fight, and then she gets out of the house. Well, then in the next scene, when she's talking to Sean, she's like, "Oh, I pushed him down the stairs. I think he's dead." I'm like, "What? He fought you after you pushed him down the stairs. Obviously, he's not dead. What are you talking about?"
And Mike's like, yeah, you don't know. If you think that's going to kill him, then you don't know this guy. So, yeah, and all she did was stomp on his face a little bit, and she thinks that killed him or something. Like, oh, it's amazing.
But I will say the girls, when he comes in during the Marilyn Manson scene, one thing I have to say is those screams were good.
They were great.
They had really good screams, and I wrote that down because, I want to give credit where credit's due, and I feel like that part was actually believable as far as them screaming and being scared. So they did good there.
Amazing. And I had to cut, okay, so for some reason, when he comes in, the music just turns off. Someone thought it was a great idea to have that music blaring, and as soon as he bursts through the door, turn it off, and then let the girls scream and do whatever. So I said, no, that's not how this should go. So I had to cut the real Marilyn Manson song perfectly at the exact second he turns that off. You'll hear it sounds like better because it's a real CD playing the sound like from my computer into the movie, and it keeps going, and it really makes the whole scene come to like this big crescendo, whatever, even though it cuts short. And you gotta remember, again, it's slow-mo, so it was shorter than that. Like, they cut it so weird and short. I could hardly work with this. So that was weird. So then, so Thorne kidnaps his fiance, brings her to a house which she's just wandering around freely.
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute. What?
Oh, he just threw me in here, and then I heard footsteps walking away. And then you didn't open the door because Sean opened the door right up.
Yeah, why don't you just open it and go back home? Right? Or call somebody or do something. Like, you're just hanging out in the house now? and Thorne just put you in there, closed the door, and then walked off into the bushes?
Everything's fine now. Yeah.
Oh, got her out of the way. But what he was supposed to be luring Sean there, right?
Yeah.
So
why not kill her though?
Why wouldn't he still be there if he's, that whole setup was to get Sean to come? Like, I'm very confused. I mean, eventually he does. He is there, I guess. I don't remember actually what happens, but they start walking off, and then is that when Sean comes running at him? Maybe.
Oh, he goes around the house.
Yeah, is that the same scene where he finds her in the house, and then they're starting to leave, and is that when he goes around the house?
Yeah, I'm gonna do some ass kicking tonight. Yeah.
What's his name? Thorne was still there. He was just hiding behind the house. I don't know, but okay.
Why would you wait for Mike to walk around the house to get, like, as soon as he gets to the house and he goes to open that door, why wouldn't he just jump around and kill him?
Yeah, that would have been a good. Well, he wasn't a very good killer. That's another thing too. Is that whole scene where Sean and her are walking, Heather, I guess, and she's like, I just can't, the dreams. And then he's like, and he had just been through the entire movie telling people, yes, I know it's been 4 years, but I almost got killed. I can't forget about this. And he's just reiterating how that's all he's talking about. And then she tells him that she's having bad dreams. And his thing to her is, maybe you should go on vacation. And, I'm like, what?
And how would Thorne know that, though? To say, you're going to tell him you're going to go on a trip. And then, after she does the call, he goes, you want to leave? She goes, yeah. He goes, do you think I'm some fucking idiot? She goes, yeah. Yeah? You do? And then he goes through this whole thing with her. Oh, it's so great. And I love that he messes up some of his lines and changes the words he's going to say. And some of it doesn't even make sense. Like, he has a weird way of, like, putting a sentence together. Like, it's so funny.
It's like, just like when he's on the phone with the priest, he's like, I am who they said I am. Who they keep.
It's who everyone's been telling you who it is. Like, you read it. You're reading the script. It's right there in front of the camera. And you said it's who everyone's been telling you who it is. You wrote that? And no one said, why don't you just say...
I'm who everyone's been warning you about, or something. I don't know, but
right, something cohesive.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's so fun though. It's so. I honestly I get why people wouldn't like it or have fun with it, but I think it's a blast.
Yeah. No, I always have I've seen this movie 50 times. I've, done deep dive edits and everything else. It's great fun. It's just a great time. It's like, and plus, knowing Michael J is what really gets you through the movie.
Yeah, that's true.
Knowing him, his craziness, his wackiness, just the way he thinks, the way he operates, the whole history that we all have with him. It's what is the driving force behind your viewing.
And continuing to view.
Right.
Actually, no, if I had randomly found this movie, I still would have had as much fun with it, I think. But yeah, knowing who Mike is and all of that did enhance the experience, I have to say.
Right. What about for you, Matt?
I guess this is the second plus time I've seen it. The first time was with you, Alex, which was probably the best way to watch this movie. Maybe with Michael J. even.
Yeah,
that might be good. So that's maybe the second best way to watch it. But yeah, it's obviously it's a young person's fan film, and it's for that 100% 5 out of 5. It's great. We make fun of it all we want, but the moments that are funny are really funny.
Right.
Even by accident and some on purpose. There's stuff in there that's supposed to be funny and that they clearly left in. So
yeah, what do you think of the kills of this movie? Because you gotta remember, these are horror fans making this movie. It's funny, you would think there's not a single elaborate kill, right, in this movie, except
yeah, you're right.
It's a lot of stabs to the stomach.
Yeah, it kind of goes with the whole thing of Mike's obsession with Halloween and Donald Pleasance, and he wants to make a Donald Pleasance kind of movie, I think, and so that was more of his focus, maybe. But yeah, the kills are whatever. Everything's kind of off screen. You can see the cuts, and then it's just a person laying there with a ketchup on their stomach or something like that.
Yeah, that too. He stabs into them and has to stay position. And then it was my job to do a new edit of Mike's job of him cutting them, putting the ketchup on, then pulling away from the stomach.
Yeah. So none of that was too thrilling. But we did mention a couple points of, atmospheric tension, him going out and getting the beer, the stuff before the shower. There's stuff that they're trying to do.
Right.
And I think, it's pretty, for that, it's good. I'm excited to see this new cut that you're working on.
Thanks.
Is that coming out anytime soon, or when's that coming out?
I'll work on it.
Yeah. in your free time. Sure.
Yeah, I'll try. You know what I really should do? I should do like 2 hours worth every night, Just like keep going at it, never stop. Every night I'll either pull clips or I'll edit clips. Pull clips, edit. I'll just force myself. I'll put a fucking timer on my phone and just keep doing 2 hours a night. If I could, even if I have to stay up late, whatever it is, The weekends, early morning, I'll do 3 hours.
God. Does Mike know that you're doing this? Do you talk to Mike?
No, he has no idea.
Yeah.
Why? One thing I don't get is the two complete get undressed, get dressed scenes. Well, the second one is getting dressed because he's naked. I don't know why we had to see him naked so much, but it was very clear he was trying not to show off his dingle because his legs were like stuck together, close. And then he awkwardly bent over to pick up his clothes. And I was like,
yeah.
Why do we even have this? But then he does that thing where he's like, my friends, the bats.
The bats, yeah.
And I'm like, was that ad-lib because they saw something, or was that actually supposed to be in the movie?
Yeah, because he's a vampire now.
Oh
yeah.
Oh my God. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. All right.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So
You're right.
What was he doing? Bathing in the lake? Are we supposed to get out of this?
I don't know. Like, I don't know. I was like, did he just, because he had just killed, wasn't that after he killed his brother? And then we see, or no, I think it was after he killed the tree guy. It was after he killed the guy that was behind the tree. And then, we see him coming out of the lake, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like,
why are you
I
walking
had no idea.
Backwards?
And he's walking backwards. And then when you told me that the guy plays two roles, I was like, oh, that's why, because we can't see his face. And I'm like, okay, then why have that scene at all?
They must have wanted a nude scene, and because otherwise you would just have them, right? I mean,
more man ass, please. Thank you.
That's what this movie's missing. So yeah. Otherwise you would have just filmed it from his chest up, coming out of the water, like walking back towards away from the shore or whatever. You wanted a nude scene.
I guess that guy's an exhibitionist or something.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah. But okay, so what? As I was watching this, it's such a shame it's such shit quality with these VHS tapes and all that horrible camera work by Jim. And I was thinking, how cool would it be to remake this movie, but with a different mask and all that stuff? But would that service this movie? Isn't the greatness in the bizarre?
Yes.
Right? And like the bad parts. It would almost like if The Room was remade and people delivered things right and they kind of tweaked it to make sense, it wouldn't be that.
It wouldn't be a good movie. It wouldn't be enjoyable, but because it's not the story that you're after when you watch movies like this. It's those moments. And that's what makes it fun to watch. If those weren't there, if this was just a straight narrative, I don't think it would be boring. Yeah.
I think we would have had all as good a time as Dave had with it.
I feel so bad that Dave didn't enjoy it like that.
He clearly didn't.
Yeah, he actually walked off the show. He pulled a Michael J during Michael J's review. He walked off.
But also, you cut this down. You took like an hour out of it. Like, I'm sure that longer cut is worse, so to speak. So, yeah, you helped it along this path.
When I do this again, I'm gonna have to sit through the entire thing and see if I could plop anything back into it or whatever, and if there's any more horrible good stuff that I could add to it or whatever. But no, I'm very excited to at least do better with the music and the edits. All the original material still going to be there. The weird people playing the roles, the weird acting, the weird this, the weird that. Michael J. The ghost face mask, which is preposterous to have in this movie. Like, that's all going to be there. It's just going to look better, flow better. The music will be better. And in a lot of these scenes, even the ending, the music as she's walking through and the driving away, and you see the camera work. Oh, so at the end, you remember the camera going up the stairs? Like the final shot? So that was to kick off, like, something happens up there. I forgot what it was, but someone or something is up there. Oh, I think it's like something to do with Pinhead, and the next movie was going to be Pinhead and I swear to God.
I want to see that.
Oh my God, shut up.
And I think I have. He sent me a tape that says Thorn something something, and I swear it's like something of what he did for the next movie. I never watched it, though. I gotta watch it. It's on VHS. Yeah.
That could be the teaser on this new edit.
Yeah, right?
For a movie that's never going to happen.
That's it. That's Campout Nightmare VI, Michael J's movie.
And I had a hell of a time.
Yeah.
I did.
I always do. And now Matt made me want to watch all the rest. Thank God they're all on YouTube. I don't got to get them to you anyway.
Well, I didn't click on his page. I just saw that part 5 was on there and started watching it. And it is, it's pretty rough.
Yay!
That's a non-edited version, so...
Yeah. All the credits are like on poster board, taped to a wall. Yeah.
And he pans down with the camera.
And you can't read any of them because it's all blown out with light.
Right.
It's, interesting.
I hope everybody who's listening to this review actually watched the movie. You're doing yourself a disservice if you haven't. I remember I put this out in 2012, summer of 2012, like around August. The only people who responded to it was Jason Lloyd saying...
He'll watch anything.
No. Well, jokes about, so if it's not paced well, we get to blame you, Alex, and all this other stuff because he knows I did the edit. And Myra, remember that listener Myra?
Yeah.
From 2012-13?
Yeah.
She watched it. She saw all these movies, and she was like big into that. She was big into the Skeleton Crew back then. But yeah, so only 2 people saw it last time I put this out there. So I wonder who's going to be willing to watch it for our review. I'm curious. You're missing out on it's these characters, it's the offbeat acting, it's the terrible kills, the terrible editing before I got there. It's the terrible camera. Well, the camera work's the only thing I think that doesn't help this movie. It if anything, detracts. It's the one campiness that doesn't add to it to me. Unless you do. I could picture Jamie on the floor belly laughing, watching the camera zoom pan back and forth to people in the scene, and her being like high as a kite on something, just laughing her ass off. Like, look how it keeps going. It keeps zooming into the guy's face. It keeps zooming.
Were you in my house last night? Because that's exactly what happened. I was just rolling around laughing. No,
Perfect. Well, then good. I guess it does work then. Yeah.
I know it's fucking great. I watched this movie twice, and I feel like I know these people.
Oh yeah.
And I don't, obviously, and they're only characters, but I seriously feel like I know them at this point, and I was just like, and if you notice, like, I have a very distinct memory of everything that happened.
You do, yeah.
And it's because I didn't look away one time while I was either time I watched this movie, I was in it. Mm-hmm. And, it kept me engaged. It was cracking me up. Like, I fucking loved it.
Did it keep you engaged with a pack of cigarettes, an ashtray, and a cigarette in your mouth? Kind of engaged?
So much
well,
young
I was
people
going
smoking.
to, but the baby wasn't here, so I had to wait until the baby came back so I could smoke in front of the baby.
Yeah, Matt, what do you think of all the young people smoking?
I love it. Love it. Can't get enough. You don't see that enough these days. They won't let anybody smoke in movies. Here we got these, like you said, 18-year-olds just chain smoking. One goes out, light up another one. Like, holy shit. Yeah. They've been smoking for a minute.
You know what's great about this? Remember we were afraid to, like, let our parents know if we tried a cigarette or whatever, or if we did ever take up smoking? Like, these motherfuckers were, like, making movies that their parents would watch and smoking right in the movie. Like, hey, are you smoking in this movie? And, like, they don't care. They're like, yeah, look, I'm smoking during this scene. It makes me look cooler.
The guy who played Thorn was smoking, because I watched half of Campout Nightmare 5 just now, and he was smoking in that, and that was 4 years earlier.
Oh my god!
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Holy shit!
But
White
you also
trash.
said there was a shower scene 4 years earlier. So.
Yeah, exactly. Like, who filmed this? Did you just set up the camera, or was everybody behind the camera like, yeah, go ahead and start showering, bathing, rub your tits some more, that kind of thing?
There's so much. There's so much. So back in the day when we did the Blog Talk Radio on Rabbit and Red, Mike and I, we actually got the girl who plays his fiance on our show.
Exclusive.
Yeah, we had her, and I interviewed her. Again, I was better because I was alone, so I could kind of like go off the rails like I like to do. So that was September 26th, 2010. We had Kathy Longstreet as an interview. It only lasted like 10, 15 minutes. I'm wondering if I'll put the best of on this show. And 2 days before that, 2 days before that, we had our Campout Nightmare VI show for Rabbit and Red, just me and Mike alone, I think. I don't think Vince was on that one. And Vince wasn't on the Kathy Longstreet show either. So we've been like into this movie for a minute. Like, this is 2010 we're doing shows on it. Like, imagine that. Isn't that crazy?
Mm-hmm.
But did you say he was going to be releasing it on Blu-ray?
I don't, what thing did I get? Here, let me see if I can find it.
Because that's the thing I'm curious is how. How, because there's so much, obviously, licensed music. Like in the restaurant, you know, or the bar, like Madonna's playing, Afternoon Delight. And this is weird.
Aliens is playing in the background at one point.
Yes, that's what, and movies too. That's what I was going to say. And then, like in the restaurant, this is what the hell kind of restaurant is this? Because it's playing Afternoon Delight, and then
it goes to rap music.
And I'm like, what? What?
Yeah, that's great, isn't it? Isn't
that
amazing?
We don't know because we never see a server, we never see a menu or anything.
Oh yeah. They just sit there and no one ever serves them.
No.
How amazing is that? Wow. See, you make this movie so much better by all your observations of what's not happening.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. I'm looking for it. That's why I'm all into this again, because Mike made a post saying it's his 25th anniversary of the movie, and he's going to be doing all this stuff. And I think he might be, I don't know if he's releasing my 10th anniversary one or if he's doing a whole new edit, which means nothing to me because I know it's not going to be like mine, so I'm still doing mine. So yeah, it came out, I guess, this month. Yeah, it's not here. It came out this month 25 years ago.
Oh. So maybe he's just putting it on Blu-ray and not selling it.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. But the thing is, he could hardly get people to watch this for free just clicking a button and putting it on their TV instantly. Who's going to go through the trouble of paying for it, getting it shipped, putting it in a Blu-ray player, really committing time, not just putting it on their phone while they're doing other stuff? Like, I don't know. I don't know if it's the kind of movie that even warrants a Blu-ray. I mean, I think it is, but who else does? Jamie might think it is, but who else does? I think that the furthest, that you can get anybody to do is YouTube. Just watch it, like my movie. I don't think my movie's worth. People have written to me and asked me, are you putting your movie on Blu-ray? I'm like, fuck no, what are you talking about?
Why? Right. I think he had some merch or something. I can't remember if you posted that stuff or if I just came across it somehow, but I think he had some like T-shirts made up.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Did I send that to you guys?
Maybe. I don't know where I saw it. Yeah, maybe.
Wow, that's so weird. I can't believe I lost the post. But, yeah, I'm excited to redo it. 25th anniversary. Hopefully I get it done this year. I should. I think I have enough time. And then I'll put it out on Christmas Eve again, like my movie. I'll just keep doing everything on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, people got free time then. So.
Yeah, exactly. That's perfect time to break people away from what they're doing. So, any last words for Campout Nightmare 6? Except that you're excited to watch 2, 3, and 4, and 5?
Very excited. Peek behind the curtain. We're recording this on September 11th, and it gives September 11th like a new meaning. I think watching this on this day. Hashtag never forget.
Please. It's the most insulting thing we could do on September 11th.
I mean, I'll watch it. I'll watch it again. I know I will. Because I know me. Because I know me, and I will. I'll watch it again right after I watch Birdemic 3, which I just found out came out. I didn't even know there was a Birdemic 3, but right after I watch that, I'll watch this again.
We should do a commentary for it in the future. I think be good too. It's perfect fodder for a commentary. So
perfect. Yeah. Well, hey, I don't know if Dave will participate. It might just be the three of us. It might be Skeleton Crew light plus some BL in there.
Yeah.
Well, actually, the whole time I was watching it, I was thinking, God, this should be a commentary show because there's so much stuff.
We could do it right now. Let's do it tomorrow. Ready? Are you guys busy? I'll do it tomorrow.
We'll see.
Yeah, but I don't know if Dave will participate in that. We'll see.
Probably not.
Yeah, so what to take away from this? Watch Campout Nightmare 6. Watch it again after you heard all this stuff. And definitely, I'll post on the Facebook group, if Matt steers me again to that channel. Hopefully he has at least part 2, 3, 4, and 5. I could tell you 4 and 5 are probably the better watches, and the highlights of those movies are this fucking guy in the beginning who died on the deck of the swimming pool. That guy is fucking gold in these other movies. So, yeah. And Jim Hyde Jr. is in those movies, too. So, that's it, and we will see you next week. Oh, you can say bye or whatever you want.
Okay. Bye.
Whatever you want. You gave me an option. Yeah.